everybody, John back here again with another video. Today I give you another Better Call Saul episode review. I'll be recording and reviewing episode 2 of Better Call Saul titled Mijo. And it's also directed by Michelle McLaurin, who's supposed to direct Wonder Woman if it gets greenlit, which it isn't currently for some odd reason. But we're not here to talk about that unfortunateness. We're here to talk about Better Call Saul. Now, of course, as stated in my last review, I was going to record the first 2 episode premiere because the great thing about AMC, they decided to premiere the first 2 episodes on both nights, on Sunday night and of course Monday night. So that's why I'm practically here talking about this right now. But overall, if you've not seen any of the first 2 premiere episodes, definitely go check them out because this review and my prior review will obviously contain spoilers. And obviously, if you've not seen Breaking Bad, then yeah, you should pretty much watch Breaking Bad to understand what the heck is going on here. But then again, I mean, like, why would you check out Better Call Saul if you're not already a fan of Breaking Bad? But nevertheless, let's get right down into it. First off, this episode takes place right after the first one. Obviously, the 2 schmucky skateboarder dudes went into the wrong house, meeting up with the wrong people, and now Bob Odenkirk's his character Jimmy, as he's called in this series right now, is in great danger because he is in the crosshairs of Tuco. Now, of course, if you've watched Breaking Bad Season 1, then all of you would know that Tuco is a psychopath. He's a crazy person, and all he really cares about in life is pretty much just making tons of money off of drugs and, I guess, hurting and killing people. So I guess that's like his majority psychosis there. But nevertheless, we open up with a good setup of what happened prior to the events that happened at the last moments of last episode. Of course, apparently we get to see what happens inside the house. Actually, the skateboarder punks come in, talk about like the grandmother who's obviously old as fuck, who doesn't understand what's going on. They want money. They're trying to hustle them and stuff. But of course, it's the complete wrong thing to do because they're trying to hustle the kingpin of the biggest psychopathic drug kingpin in Breaking Bad history, practically. So it's a complete insane idea. But nevertheless, that's what pretty much happens, and we just get a setup into that. Jimmy comes in, obviously guns blazing, trying to get shit done, and of course things go right down the tubes. I think one of the biggest things I liked out about the entire thing is that we get to have these 2 characters that in the prior series had no involvement with one another, and now we get to know that, oh, this is how this sets up. It's like almost every single person who's in the Breaking Bad universe, if you will, is connected in a weird, fucked up way, We got the whole Mike thing before he's, the enforcer for Gus. We get to see Tuco before he gets associated with Heisenberg. It's fucking awesome. But, it was really weird and wacky, but I loved it all nevertheless. Their whole interaction together and how Bob Odenkirk just talks his way out of everything. I think that was like the funniest thing about the entire first act about this episode, is that it's so beautifully done and well directed and well written. But on top of that, we get to see these amazing sequences where Jimmy is basically talking his way out of everything. He talks his way out of getting killed. He talks his way out of, saving the skateboarder idiots. He talks his way out of, not getting killed. And it's so amazingly done. And hysterical at the same time. I mean, it's one thing being able to talk your way out of things, but it's another thing to, like, talk your way out of, like, dangerous situations like this. And this is a legitimate dangerous situation. This is like Breaking Bad Season 3, Season 4 type dangerous, like immediately right out of the gate, they're fucking taken hostage, they're thrown right into the desert because why not? Fucking New Mexico, throw their fucking asses in the desert, and damn, there it is, they're about to get chopped into little pieces. But Jimmy's character, being the person that he is and who he'll end up becoming, we already know he can't die. He's not going to die because we've seen him in the sequel series. So, of course, obviously we knew he was going to die. But then the crazy part is like, what do you do with the kids? Obviously, Tuco's going to want to kill him. And this is where the beauty of this episode comes. My favorite part. Bob's character talks Tuco out of killing the guys. That's the craziest and the most epic thing that has ever happened, I think, in my personal opinion. I mean, like, that was the greatest moment in TV history almost, where a crooked lawyer like Jimmy fucking talks his way out of dying and also talks a psychopathic drug kingpin from not killing a couple of idiot kids. It was so fucking awesome. And just watch the episode, then you'll know why like it's so amazing. But it was just great to see that kind of moment happen. But overall, cinematography wise, writing wise, directing wise, everything was well done. It was just really great. It just felt like a good episode. It kind of felt like the sequences with Walter White and Gus in the desert. It kind of felt like that, except have that, but put some comedic flavor into it, and that's where you get it. That's where you are, pretty much. And instead of Tuco killing the two kids, basically Jimmy talks him into just breaking their legs, and that's pretty much the extent of what happens to them. But overall, yeah, that was pretty awesome. Anyways, Jimmy will go down in history as possibly the greatest lawyer in history. That's what he pretty much proclaims himself to be at the end of this whole scenario. Basically, he takes him to the hospital, and the kids are obviously freaking out. They had their legs broken, and they're fucking freaking out. And you have this moment where they're like screaming at him, like, "You're the worst lawyer ever." It's like I talked you out of a death sentence. I'm the best lawyer ever. That's fucking the significant, most epic moment that you can understand. All these characters understand Bob's character and get the series. That's the moment where everything comes to fruition, basically. And then everything after that is pretty much just standard stuff. You know, it's mostly a montage of, you know, Jimmy basically doing his lawyer thing, trying to get money, a whole bunch of hysterical Mike and you know, Jimmy moments. I'm just saying, Mike, Jonathan Banks, every single time he's on screen as Mike and he's just staring, he always has that fucking stare. It's hysterical. I just love it. I'm just saying. I want to see more Mike. Nevertheless, it was hysterical. The montage just continues to go on. We get various more scenes with Jimmy's character and his brother Chuck's character discussing the whole, you know, the new law firm and stuff like that, whatever. Obviously, they're having some troubles, but what are you going to do? And at the end of the episode, we discover that apparently because of his actions at the desert, and what he stated to Tuco and whoever, basically, they want to use Jimmy to their advantage to steal money from crooked people. Millions of dollars of, you know, cash that he doesn't even probably know. So now he's in a fucking sore predicament where he's like, now he has to somehow be, you know, associated with drug lords and somehow create his own name in his own law firm. So that's where we kind of are at the end of this episode. But overall, great episode. I give it basically the same rating I gave episode 1, 8 out of 10. It was definitely great. I loved the first act. It was amazing. I'm just saying, just think of, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, just think of the Gus and Walter White moment in the desert, except you take out the overly serious parts and put some comedic flavor on it, and that's where you are. But yeah, and also I really like another really funny moment I liked, spoilers of course, there's a specific moment where Tuco's talking to Jimmy's character about like how he's going to kill him or whatever, and then there's a specific moment where one of his goons says something, and he just stares at him and just says, "Stop helping." And it was a good moment because it just makes you realize, it's like, okay, so that's why you killed the guy. Because for those of you, once again, spoilers, in season 1 of Breaking Bad, that goon that was talking, he's in season 1 as well. And there's a specific scene where he's doing some meth business with Heisenberg, who is now called Heisenberg, and Jesse. And basically, he talks over him, and he just kicks his ass to the point he kills him with his bare hands. And I guess that's kind of like a little nod to that, where it's like, you can tell that this guy, he just hates people talking over him in that kind of manner, especially that guy. But anyways, overall, that was a kind of funny and hysterical nod that wasn't too violent, but overall it was good. Anyways, at the end of the day, this episode was great. I definitely think it was just as good as the pilot. A couple of things are kind of weird. I mean, like, I wish we would get more characters from the Breaking Bad series, and also I would like to see some more significant, dramatic, things to happen which I think would, make this series a little better. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like the comedic aspects about this series, but it kind of feels like it's almost like it's, instead of being 50-50, it's just a little too on the side of comedic instead of dramatic. And as much as I'm okay with that, I just wish, I don't know. I guess it's like hopeful dreaming, like nonsense dreaming to be like, oh, I wish this series would be more like Breaking Bad. You can't have that. Breaking Bad is its own thing, and Better Call Saul is obviously trying to do its own thing, but stay in the same continuity. So I get where they're trying to go with. But overall, the series so far has been fucking awesome. If I'm not mistaken, they were renewed for a second season already, so I can't wait to see what they pull out. And all I can hope for is that they keep bringing in more Breaking Bad characters, and hopefully some interesting storylines that we can try to connect it to. And yeah, I can't wait to see how Jimmy becomes Saul Goodman. And oh god, I don't know how he's gonna get out of this fucking predicament. I'm just saying, people, like, Jimmy now can talk his way out of everything, but how is he gonna talk out of, like, drug lords out of not robbing people for millions of dollars and him being blamed for it? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But nevertheless, episode 3 comes out February 16th, and I don't think I'm gonna be reviewing it, so I don't know. I only stated that I was only going to review the first 2 episodes, but I don't know if I'm going to review every episode. But nevertheless, this has been my review of episode 2. Hope everyone enjoyed. In the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about the overall story. What did you think about the return of Tuco? What did you think about that whole scenario? What do you think is going to happen furthermore in season 1 of Better Call Saul? And what other Breaking Bad characters do you want to see introduced in this series? Nevertheless, this has been my review. 8 out of 10, that's what I give it. Definitely a great, solid episode. And just let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And if you've not seen my episode 1 review, definitely go to my channel to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been John12.